Welcome back, and thank you very much for watching this lecture video. In this lecture, we're going to go through nomenclature of an aromatic compound. The base here is going to be a benzyl molecule with a different substituent. If there is no substituent attached to it, just simply the name is going to be benzene. And if you replace hydrogen with any other substituent, now we can have different molecule, and the name for some molecule we adopted common names. If we have two or more substituent, then we need to adopt some systems or some ways to name them. Now, if the ring is attached to somewhere else, in that case, we're going to call it phenyl. Okay, so if you replace hydrogen by something else and attach the ring to that chain, or like a parent chain, and in that case we just simply call it a phenyl group. Now, if hydrogen replaced by a methyl group, it will be toluene. And if you remove one of these hydrogen, one of those three hydrogen, and now attach to the ring somewhere else, this group, instead of phenyl, it will be benzyl. Okay, benzyl group. Why benzyl? Because this carbon is benzylic carbon. Benzylic carbon, or the position, we call it benzylic position. And that's the reason we say benzyl group instead of phenyl group. So what's the difference between benzyl group and phenyl group? It's just one carbon, and we're talking about this carbon. So between phenyl and the chain, the main or the parent or the main chain, there's nothing there, straight attached to the parent chain. While the benzyl group between the phenyl and the chain or the parent, there is one CH2 there, and that's the reason we call it benzylic position. Now, as I said, we have some common names for them. Whenever we replace the hydrogen, we adopted those names, and in IPAC system also we now we can use actually those names. If you replace this hydrogen by CH3, it will be toluene, OH, phenyl, and as you see, as we move to the right side, we get different names, and every time we just simply change the functional group. Okay, so from CH3, we move to carboxylic group, and that's the reason we call it benzoic acid. Okay, so why acid? Because we have a carboxylic acid. So try to make yourself familiar with these names, because they will help you a lot to write the name of aromatic compound faster. Now, how do I name them based on IPAC system? And you can just simply label the substituents, say where is it standing, and if you have more than one, and where they are standing if you have more than one, and then add benzene at the end of the name. So in this case, I have a methyl, so I'm going to say methyl. No need to say where is it, because it's just one, methyl benzene. Next one, it will be chloro benzene. Now, if you have two substituents, just simply alphabetize them. Assume none of them is a functional group. In this case, bromo and nitro, none of them are functional groups. So I'm going to alphabetize them. And when you alphabetize them, you will give one to the one that has, like in the based on alphabet. When you alphabetize it, it will come first. So you give one to it. And in this case, you say one bromo. And then you say three nitro. At the end, say benzene. Okay, so if you have two substituents, just simply alphabetize them and assume there is no functional group here. Okay, next one, again, I don't have functional group, and so I can just simply alphabetize them, but I have three of them. Okay, now that I have three of them, I need to check which one is going to give me a smaller number. So try to label them in a way to get the smallest possible number, because we have three substituents this time. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to start from a chloro, and then nitro, it will be 2, and isopropyl, it will be 3, because it will give me 1, 2, 4. Sorry, the isopropyl, it will be 4, so I get 1, 2, 4, and instead of, for example, starting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I turn to the right side, in that case, I get 1, 2, 5. So 1, 2, 4 is smaller than 1, 2, 5, so it's better to adopt that one. And so name is going to be this: nitro and chloro and isopropyl. The chloro will get a priority, and the chloro is going to be number 1. So we say 1 chloro, and then 2 nitro. Forgive me, 2 5. My bad. I need to raise the blue one. Okay, so I will not get confused. So I get 1 chloro, and then between isopropyl and nitro, the isopropyl will get the priority. Isopropyl is sitting in the 4th carbon, so it will be isopropyl. And then we have 2 nitro. And at the end, just simply say benzene. So 1 chloro, 4 isopropyl, 2 nitro, benzene. That's going to be the correct name for it. Now, what will happen if we have a function on a group? In that case, you can treat it. You can treat the entire of the the functional group in the benzene as the main chain, and say where the substituents are sitting on it. For example, this one. Okay, I'm going to treat this one, the one I'm going to highlight, this as the main chain or the parent one. This is a phenol, and so I'm going to say I have a chloro. And the chloro is sitting on the third carbon. Okay, so give the functional group the smallest possible number. It will be 1. And then from the functional group, start counting and see where you have the next substituent. I see it on the third carbon. So number 1, the correct name for it will be 3 chloro. And then the one I highlighted is phenol. So I go 3 chloro phenol. Okay, the second one, we have benzaldehyde group, okay, attached to the ring. So, or we have aldehyde group, I should say aldehyde group, aldehyde functional group attached to the ring, and so it will be benzaldehyde. And from the aldehyde group, we can see on the third and fourth carbon we have methyl in a bromo group. So I'm going to say on the fourth carbon I have bromo. Next, on the third carbon I have methyl. Bromo gets a priority over methyl. Next, I'm going to say name of the highlighted section. That's going to be benzaldehyde. So I will say 4 bromo, 3 methyl, and then I say benzaldehyde. Okay, so it will be 4 bromo, 3 methyl, benzaldehyde. Okay, next one we have a carboxylic group that attached to the ring. So this one, it will be benzoic acid. And on okay, we said we give this one 1. Wherever the functional group attached, you start from there. And you say 1, and then the bromine, it will be 2, and the chlorine, it will be third one, because we get 2 and 3. So I go the third one, it will be 2 bromo. Again, the bromo, it will get a priority over chloro, and then 3 chloro. Okay. And our functional group is a carboxylic group and is attached to the ring, so it will be benzoic acid. Okay. So 2 bromo, 3 chloro, benzoic acid. Okay, and now let's practice these two, these 3. And in this case, I'm going to say this one, it will be the main chain. Okay, next one here we have benzaldehyde, and B, I don't see any specific functional group. Or you can say this, I have a methyl there, and methyl, I can treat it as a toluene. That's another way actually to look at it. So for example, for A, I'm going to say this is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, it's better than counting it that way. So this one is not going to give us the smallest possible number. Okay, and this one will be the correct one. So I'm going to say I have tertiary butyl. Okay, 3 tertiary butyl, and then 4 I have chloro, and name it will be phenol. That's going to be for A. And now for B, okay, for B we have toluene. We can treat toluene as a main as a parent. And in that case, we say 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one way to treat it. Or simply say, I don't have any functional group. And so just simply say I have 3 substituent and name the compound. So one way to name it is going to be 3 bromo. Next, we have 4 nitro. And last thing, we will say 3 bromo, 4 nitro. And next, we see toluene. And that's going to be the correct name for it. Okay, or you can just simply ignore any substituent, any functional group here, and just simply say this is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and why this way? Because we get 1, 2, 4 instead of 1, 2, and 5. So it's better to label it that way. And bromo will get bromo will get the highest priority. So we get 2 bromo. Next, we get 1 nitro. Next, 4 methyl. And last thing, now that I don't have any functional group, just simply I will add benzene to the end of the name. So it will be 2 bromo, 1 nitro, 4 methyl, benzene. And let's double check it. Okay, so we get 1, 2, and 4. And if we go that side, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, this one is correct. Okay, and for C we have we have a benzoic, we have aldehyde functional group, and the labeling, I'm going to start from here. Now I have to move to one side. Which one, bromide or chloride? The priority goes with bromo. So I go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one, it will give me 2 bromo, and then 6 chloro. And last thing, we're going to say benzaldehyde. And this is going to be the correct name for our C. Okay. Another way to name them, okay, we can use ortho, metho, or para. And just to remind you, okay, if for example, let's say we have such a molecule, OH, these 2 positions, we call them ortho. That one we call it meta. So this one also it will be meta, and this is going to be the para position. Okay. So how do I name this compound? Okay. This one I can call it 1, 2, 3, 4. And say for example 1 bromo for methyl benzene. So I can say 1 bromo. Next I go 4 methyl benzene. Okay. Or we can say we have 4. This is going to be the base, the parent. So we get 4 bromo, toluene. Okay. Or instead of saying 4, okay, this position is a para position. So simply say para, and you don't need to write entire of the para. Just say para with lowercase, and they say para bromo, toluene. Okay. Now, how do I name a compound like this one? Okay, so let's practice one more, and we're going to end the lecture here. So here I have a meta position. Okay, the way I can name this one, I can say this is going to be a meta. I can just use M, and then I say meta chloro, and then say the name of the parent here. This is aniline. Say meta chloro, line, or 3 chloro, aniline. Okay, that's the the meta will technically replace the 3. And if you don't want to use any of those, you can just simply treat them as different substituents. And you have amino, and you have a chloro. Priority goes with this amino because of 8. So you say 1, 2, 3, and you will say this 1 amino, 3 chloro, and then at the end just simply say benzene. And that's going to be the correct name for this compound. And thank you very much. And